Hello, I'm Jeremy Gray, and this is Camped Out with IU Football. No players, no coaches today. The Big Ten Network's in town, and we're going to talk to Dave Revsine and Howard Griffith. You obviously had a great career before joining the Big Ten Network. So joining, you felt that it was going to be successful. Did you have any idea that it would change the college sports landscape in the way that it has in 4 short years?
No, I would have to say no. I did feel like it was going to work because of the way that the Big Ten is set up, and after meeting with President of the network, Mark Silverman, Commissioner Delaney, I really had a sense that they knew what they were doing. But as to kind of what you're alluding to, the way that it has changed the landscape. I mean, people are looking at how they're going to put together their conference TV deals differently, and this is the reason why. So no, I'm as surprised, I think, as anyone that it's been that dramatic. Not surprised it's been successful in our domain, but surprised in the kind of domino effect it's caused.
Impressions of Indiana so far after watching them a little bit today?
Impressed. I think one thing that's really stood out is the energy. The coaching staff clearly has a lot of energy, and I think that has definitely funneled down to the players. You just get a feeling the guys are fired up. And this is a tough time of camp, too, because you're kind of in a bit of a grind now. The enthusiasm of those first few days is lost, but you get the sense the guys are still fired up and focused and ready to go, and that's a real testament to what Coach Wilson and his staff are doing.
From facility improvement to investment in coaching, Indiana appears to be committed to football in ways that maybe it hasn't been in the past.
Yeah, I would agree, Jeremy. I mean, I think this is a really good sign, for Hoosiers fans. I mean, you look over at the stadium and everything that they've done there, and the coaching staff and what you read about salaries and that type of thing. I mean, that's really important because that's what it's going to take to compete. You've got to put yourselves on a level playing field with everyone else, and Indiana has done that.
How are you dealing with the traveling road show in the bus?
We're having a good time. The bus is great. I mean, we couldn't do it without Kevin, our bus driver's phenomenal. I don't know how he keeps up the energy to keep driving. We're on a tight schedule this year. It's tighter than it has ever been. Obviously, with having to go out to Nebraska, that adds a little bit of time as well. But we rolled in here 1:30 or 2 last night. We're back on the bus at 8:45 to head over here. I mean, it has been a tight turnaround, but we have a great time. And one of the things that's huge is how much I like Howard and Coach DiNardo. We just have a nice time together and enjoy one another's company. And you couldn't do what we do without doing the bus tour, because the fact of the matter is, this is what differentiates us from other people who cover Big Ten football, is that we have seen these teams. If someone's down to their 4th running back, we can say, oh, well, we saw him get reps in the fall, and here's what we thought. There aren't any other people who can do that, and that's not because they don't want to be able to do it. It's just the domain of what they cover is so vast. We obviously have a smaller area to focus on and fewer teams, and so we can cover it in this way, and that's our competitive advantage.
You mentioned Nebraska. It's enabled the conference to split into divisions and have a championship game. Coach Wilson, coming from the Big 12, very excited about it and said that fans really are going to be excited to watch the 2 divisional races as they go along and the chance for winner-take-all in Indianapolis.
It does add a lot of intrigue, and I think that's really neat. It's, for the fans, going to be, every time I think about being at that game and what that's going to look like, you almost get goosebumps. I mean, how cool is this going to be? It is really going to be something, and I'm excited that it's at Indy. They do such a nice job with the basketball tournament. I love how compact it is. You really get the feeling that it's a big event and the people in town are excited about it. So I can't wait. I'm excited for the season, but that is going to be such a culmination of everything, and it really should be phenomenal.
Quick impressions of Indiana so far from what you've seen.
You know what? It looks like it's a faster team. They look lean. Not that they were, too much bigger last year, but the fact that they look lean, more physical, in shape. It looks like this is a team that's really going to be able to really make some noise in the Big Ten this year.
Coach Wilson comes from the Big 12 Conference, and he has spoken to the Indiana fan base about how exciting the 2 divisions are going to be. It's going to be similar to baseball, where there's going to be pennant races and then the World Series. It should be pretty exciting.
Well, I think that's what makes it so exciting. You talk about the championship game December 3rd in Indianapolis. That's going to be a great event, not only for the teams that are playing, but for the fan bases as well. And I think it makes every game so important. And, yes, there's some crossover games, but now that you have 2 champions in the divisions, the leaders and the legends, it's going to be exciting for everyone to get a chance to see that.
As someone who's observed the Big Ten Conference for quite a long time, you look at the situation in Indiana with the new facilities, continuing to improve those, and then investing in coaching. Indiana has committed really in a way that it hasn't been before.
Well, it's no question. You think about the enthusiasm that Coach Wilson brings and his entire coaching staff. It only takes five minutes to come out and really watch them and observe them. And they're really technicians of what they're trying to do here. So the kids should be really excited. And it looks like they bought into the system, which is always good for a first-year coach.